Kevin. Many folks have heard of the lemon law, but a lot of people have no idea how it really works. Until they buy a lemon, that is. Here to tell us the best and worst cars to help you make the right choice when buying a car is Craig Kimmel, a founding partner of the lemon law and consumer advocacy firm of Kimmel and Silverman. Welcome back, Craig.
Thank you very much.
So let's talk about this list. How do you put it together?
Well, we actually don't put it together, but we have permission to advertise it and put it on our website. It's information collected by the government through the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. People who complain on the internet about their cars by make and model and problem type get listed in an index. And the more complaints made for number of vehicles sold, the higher the index is for that car, and thereby you have a list of cars 1 through 10, best and worst cars. Actually, we publish the best. These are the lemon cars we're talking about now.
And the number one lemon car would be? According
to complaints, a Subaru Impreza, which is a surprise because Subaru typically does not find itself on the worst of anything list. This vehicle, unfortunately, does have a number of problems that people are complaining of. We're talking about stalling issues, problems with the vehicle driving, diagnostic problems, which is actually common to all the vehicles on the list. Problems with how the computer interfaces with the information that it's being provided, whether the computer is defective in some way or whether the information being provided is accurate and there's a problem with the car.
Are these lists broken down by make and model? I mean, maybe 5 years ago it was a better car, if it was even in existence.
Right. Every year there's a new list.
Okay.
Certain cars are excluded from the list. If, for example, last year's complaints for this year's car, if this year's car has been redesigned for that model, it's not going to be on the list. So certain types of cars are excluded, and I can tell you from experience there are a number of vehicles that I think should be on the list, but given the parameters that the government sets, you won't find them on the list. So we have the Subaru number 1. We have the Infiniti i35 number 2. We have the Audi number 3, and that's because of a problem. There's some crossover between Audi and Volkswagen with ignition coil problems with their engine. Every cylinder has an ignition coil. Ignition coils, when they're defective, causes stalling and stuttering of a car. The dealers don't have the parts to replace these problem vehicle issues. So that car's risen high on the list, and it goes on and on from there.
Airbag deployment seems to be around, and it's been around for a while.
Right. You know, we're in the 3rd generation of airbag safety, and it's still more of an art than a science, although the manufacturers would have you believe otherwise. We know just a couple of years ago they changed the pressures of airbag explosion rates so that children and people who didn't weigh as much as the average person wouldn't be injured in an accident. But they're still messing with that, and it's not something that's really a science yet. It's more of an art. So you do have problems. You have problems with deployment when there's not an accident. You have problems with non-deployment when there is an accident. And sometimes you have injuries as a result of the way the airbag goes off. So they're very common throughout the list. Ford seems to have a big problem on this list this year with that concern.
With airbags. Are manufacturers paying attention to the list? Do you know? Do they check it out? Do they think, okay, we've got to go back to our design team now and bring them this and show them what people are complaining about?
As long as the list is published and promoted, I think they pay attention to it. It's like anything. The squeaky wheel gets the most grease. If consumers are saying nothing and not complaining and not voting by going to a competitor's car because of a problem, then the manufacturers aren't going to pay attention to it. But when they know in a competitive market people are concerned and they're going to spend their money elsewhere if problems aren't resolved and the manufacturer's not responsive, absolutely they're going to pay attention.
So you also have a list of cars that don't have a lot of complaints? Kind of the good car, bad car list?
Right. These are not cars that we say are perfect,
right.
Each one of them, but these are cars that we can recommend and we feel comfortable recommending them. In some cases, for example, with the Mercedes M-Class, it may not be the best car in its class, but it is a car that, because of price, incentives, and model range, it's been around for a while, it may have most of the kinks worked out on a very good warranty car, 4 years, and with good servicing, that might be a better car than the class leader for today, which may be in such high demand and so highly priced that maybe a consumer doesn't wish to buy it at that price.
Yeah, right. A lot of people can't afford to buy it at that price. Now, let's talk quickly about buying a secondhand car, because that's the route that a lot of people like to go. If a car is certified...
Be careful.
Be careful.
Be careful. Certified is a great thing, but certification is a process whereby the dealership is supposed to perform a number of inspections, replacements, and changes for a car to make sure that it performs to a certain standard. In every case, they have to pay the manufacturer a fee to say that it's certified, and the manufacturer then gives a warranty because it is certified. Okay. A lot of dealerships say certified, but they don't do the paperwork or pay the fee. but they do get the bonus or the premium for that certification. So you have to be very careful that it actually is certified. For all the issues we're discussing today, if people want more information, they can go to us at lemonlaw.com. We explain new and used car issues, the Best Buy list, the Lemon list, everything's on there for them, and also questions and answers if you feel you have a defective car or a problem vehicle you don't know what to do.
And if you have a friend that's a mechanic, take them along with you to check that car out.
Keep them as your best friend, absolutely.
And call me and tell me who they are. Thank you, Craig, very much
Always
for
a
coming
pleasure.
in today. For more information, call the firm at 1-800-LEMON-LAW or visit the firm's website at lemonlaw.com. Well, there's more to come. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.